So Canon just announced the Canon 7D, the replacement to the 3-year-old 60D. And people are already saying that this promises to be a huge revolution as far as video cameras go. So what does the 7D offer? It offers the 20.2 megapixel APS-C Cmos sensor with Digic 5 Plus. Now this is a brand new sensor, not in any other Canon DSLR to this date. A 19-point cross-type autofocus system from the 7D with 7 frames per second shooting. Autofocus micro adjustment, which was not in the 60D, so this should please a lot of people. The new thing, dual pixel Cmos autofocus, which we'll touch on in a little bit here. Built-in Wi-Fi, a native ISO of up to 12,800 at a useless high of 25,600. It's nice to have, I suppose, if you need it. Variable angle Clearview 2 LCD touchscreen now. Intelligent viewfinder, whatever that means, with optical pentaprism, 98%, up from the 60D's 96%, with a 0.95 times magnification. A 1/50th flash sync, and I'd like to thank Canon for not putting that in my 5D Mark III. Cheers. It goes from 30 seconds to 1/8,000th of a second flash, or sorry, not flash, but shutter speed. A 1-slot SD, SDHC, and SDXC. Water resistant and dust resistant, which is apparently equivalent to the EOS 1N. So that's pretty nice. LPE6 battery, so if you have a 7D, 60D, 5Ds, Mark II and 3, they all use the same batteries, so if you use this one for a backup, they're all interchangeable, which is nice. JPEG fine and normal, pretty much standard. 14-bit RAW, medium RAW, and small RAW. Video H.264, 1080p, 29.97, 25 and 23.976 frames per second. 720p has 59.94 and 50 frames per second, and finally 48p at 59.94 and 50 frames per second. Now I'm going to be very interested to see what Magic Lantern can do with this camera once they crack it. It should be very, very interesting. So the new autofocus benefits. Now this is a phase detect autofocus across the area that's fully 80% of the height and width of the sensor. That allows any area within the region to become a focus point. They can remain operational during all video recording, and that will also operate under any aperture. So this is pretty exciting for you videographers that use DSLRs. And it appears as though this new autofocus system is getting praise already, with the lucky few who have had their hands on one. Now, actual hands-on reviews have been popping up over the internet, and I'm going to put a little display video at the end of this one to show what it can do. So the focus can be selected while doing video just by touching the screen. And with this new phase detect autofocus, it appears to work really, really well. So again, I'll look forward to seeing what the users, aside from this video that I'll show you, what they come up with the new autofocus system. So apparently this means no more hunting around with the focus points. So Canon themselves tell us that the dual pixel autofocus shouldn't be your first choice for applications like fast action shooting. Fast action shooting hasn't always worked well with DSLRs anyways, just because of quick movements will add the jello effect and all sorts of things. So is that a big deal? I don't know. I'm not a huge video shooter myself. So the new body is just slightly smaller than the 60D, and it retains the same swiveling LCD, only it's got a newer screen with more pixels, and it is now touchscreen as well. Along with that, the 70D now has Wi-Fi built into it. So who is this for? pro, amateur, I think a bit of both, and it's going to excite both pros and amateurs alike. So for professional videographers, it's a pretty big deal for all reasons that I've just covered. For the amateurs, it's even bigger. They finally get a DSLR that they would that shoots video the way that they expect would. So apparently with this new focus mode, you can just point the camera at your subject and it'll focus and stay focused, regardless of what the subject does, as long as there's nothing else closer to the camera. Apparently if you move forward or backwards, it'll follow you quickly and apparently quietly with STM. I'm not sure how quiet those STM lenses are, but I'd like to see it in action. When you're recording, there'll be no drifting in and out of focus. The picture will stay crisp and sharp. If pro videographers go to the 70D, amateur users should do so as well, just for these functions. So what do the prices look like? For the body only, 70D will be $1,199, which will be 1,299 Canadian. The 70D with the 18 to 55 IS STM will be $1,349 and $1,449 Canadian. The 70D with the 18 to 135 IS STM will run at $1,549 and $1,649 Canadian dollars. So this will cost less than the 7D right now, and if any of you were considering upgrading from the 60D to the 7D, I would seriously look at this camera over the 7D at this point. Now that being said, the 7D is going to be up for replacement very shortly, and I won't be surprised to see a lot of this technology go into the 70D as well. So the body only price is on par with the D7100, so from Nikon. So if you're looking to switch brands, or if you're even starting off with the DSLR and you're looking to go the D7100 or the 60D prior to the 70D, I would seriously consider looking at this, especially if video is one of your primary concerns. So when are we supposed to see it? Apparently September 2013 it'll be in the stores, so that's pretty exciting. So now, like I said, video of the new 70D in action with multiple focus modes and lenses will be right here. Thanks for watching. Take care.